Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have Cancerians for today is the Eros card. And this is number 71. 7 and 1 add up to an 8. 8 is a very important, potent, strong number for manifestation. You know, when put in horizontally, it becomes infinity. So infinite potential, manifestation potential. It is also a very a very strong magnetic number, because we are coming towards the end of a series of a particular suit, and Eros is the fire suit. So it relates to kind of the eat of wands, forward movement. And there is a lot of passion with the wands energy. It's also a very spiritual card. So for you, I feel considering you're the 4th house energy archetypal. It's for family, home, and the Eros. And you're the cardinal water sign. Here, this is fire, which produces a lot of steam, which produces forward action. Eros is also strong primal instincts, our raw instincts that we have, that we don't express. Sometimes we just suppress it. It's the desires. What do you want to create? What do you want to produce in this world? It's your willpower. It's your dedication. It's your devotion. So I do feel that there is something you're passionate about right now, Cancerians. And I also feel that, sorry about that noise. So with the Eros energy, I definitely feel that there is something, there's a fire lit in you. Strong energy, strong willpower, strong desires. This also can be, this is an energy where you want to, now let's speak on an earthly plane. For the earthly plane, this is like a desire to create something, whether it's a creative project, something you're passionate about. This is also a desire, for those of you that are travel lovers, it could be a desire to travel. For those of you that are campers, this is a strong desire for you to go out there and camp, something that you're strongly passionate about. Now, also Eros is, it's a very strong energy because it's very transformative, and that's what fire does. When the fire is burning inside us, we can transmute any situation, create anything out of nothing, so we can overcome challenges. We can, because there's a strong willpower associated with this. So there is an energy of staying strong, of plugging, of keep on moving forward, of being resilient, It's also an energy of connection to the divine, that strong passion to connect to the divine, especially when you're transcending spiritually, ascending, tapping into higher consciousness. These energies are going to play out for your desire to be connected with the divine. So for some of you, could be incorporating some spiritual meditation practices. For some of you, you could be traveling for pilgrimage. For some of you, this could be starting projects, independent side projects. For some of you, this could be connecting with people. For some of you, this could be partnering up with people, whether it's on a business level or a personal level. You could be meeting people. You want to partner with them. You want to maybe take it next level, get engaged, get married, connect, or just, connect with them, deeper connections and things like that. So a lot of, you're deeply passionate about something. For some of you, this can also be that, you just randomly met somebody, and it's like, when you have a, friends group meetup, and then you randomly, run into somebody out there, or you meet somebody who completely aligns with you, your type, your vibe. and you end up exchanging your numbers and meeting up the next time and things like that. So for some of you, it could be that as well. I also feel that, this energy is encouraging you. Even it's a fire energy and it's like the Eight of Wands. That's what I related to, like fast movement. I feel that, the energy is encouraging you to not move too fast. It's like, you want to move things fast, but you should not. So take your time. It's like take the time and take it one day at a time. Enjoy the company, meet up, talk, and all of that. But don't rush into your decisions. Don't rush into making any kind of big decisions. Now, I also feel that for some of you, you could be actually moving in, with people, with your partners, and things like that. And you could be either buying homes together or renting together, clearing up space, making space, and things like that. So these are those moments, where you just connect on a deeper level, deeper connections, where you feel good, supported. There is an energy of wanting to spend time together, of longing for each other, and you're bold enough to express it, but don't rush the process. Also, because this is number 71, which adds up to 8. 8 is a number of manifestation and magnetism. So there is deeply something attractive about you, or about a situation, or about some other person. And there is kind of an exchange which is going on, I feel. And the good thing about Eros is that you're not afraid to express it, or maybe the other person is not afraid to express, like, what do you want? Now, this could be, passion in terms of your, social life, personal life, your dating life, or it could also be passion in regards to your career, your job, side gigs, and things like that. Or just community efforts where you want to meet up with people, you want to have a good time, you want to do some activities together, some hobbies together, and things like that. So this could go in so many ways. Now, for some of you, there is also a gem out here right in the center of the image. So I feel that some of you could be interested in gems, or jewelry, or crafts, or some kind of beauty and beauty products. And some of you, it could be stones, gemstones, rocks that you could be working through, spiritually, energetically. Or it also could be that you find that people around you are gems, or you have spotted a gem, in your circle. For some of you, it could be that you are the gem that people are raving about and talking about. Now, for some of you, this can also be creative industry, like music, movies, artistry, perhaps whatever this is, because this is a strong energy of creativity, a huge creative force. So giving you a boost forward where, you're aligning things together, you're bringing things together, you're creating things together. It could be that you're doing it by yourself or as part of a group. But this energy leads to creation of something or another. The next card you have, Cancerians, is number 7. This deck is a little different. It's 7:7. It's further it says healing separation. Below it says go within. Now, I really like this deck because, all the images in all of the cards are like a mirror image. They've created a symmetry. Intentionally, there is a symmetry. Now, when it comes to symmetry, we've seen it like a kind of pattern, right? A uniform pattern, a balancing pattern. Also a reflective energy, something that mirrors back to itself. And when it comes to reflection and a mirror image, it's something about seeing it in the eye, seeing things without shying away from them. You know, it's like things are right there in front of you and you're taking a look at it, or things are being reflected at you or to you so that you're able to get a good grasp on the situation. And with the number 7, 7 is a very sacred number. You know, it's an energy of not only connection to the divine, but also connection to the roots. Also, if we see then over here, the image is clear in a way, it looks like a very meditative force. And the bright points feels like chakras. You know, there are 7 chakras in our body. So aligning with those chakras, you know, the chakras being lit up. So it's like going within healing separation, which means that now healing separation does not mean that the separation has happened, that you need to heal from that. Healing separation to me in this energy feels like a separation which will allow you to go within. You know, that pause, that sacred pause, which is needed to reflect, to understand, to think clearly, to get perspective on a certain situation, you know, so you can actually see what you want. So I do feel that if you are taking a time away, I feel it's because you want to feel things, you want to understand things, you don't want to rush things, you know, with that Eros energy. There is some kind of a spark, an energy of wanting something, craving something, yearning something. You know, and I feel that maybe you're considering taking some time out or some space, some kind of a pause, you know, to understand, like, you know, is this for real? You know, what I really want, is this really true? Do I really want it? You know, it's like when we online shop, when we add things to the cart, you know, we impulsively add so many things. And if we don't order that very same moment and we let the cart sit, next day or two when we come back, we kind of remove half the things or most of the things have gone from the cart. And then hardly a few things we order. It's that kind, right? Because that pause gives you time to think, like, do you really want it? Or was that an impulsive move? So I feel it's kind of that energy where you're reflecting, you're understanding, you're gaining the clarity, you know, so that you don't make mistakes, you don't regret things, you know, you don't make wrong decisions. And also after that, you know, that break, that sacred pause, as it's called, you will understand yourself better, your needs better, your situation better. So I do feel that some of you are either just going out on retreat, you know, and taking a time off, maybe you're just going away from the city, away from the situation, or just traveling away so that you get perspective. You know, and solo travel is, of course, very popular these days. So for some of you, you could be, you know, just spending time by yourself. The only caveat is that, you know, you need to put a time limit on this. If you have gone away, make sure everybody knows where you are. So you're not running away. You're not hiding away. You know, you're not sending the wrong message. Also, set a time limit for yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to be gone for 10 days. Not endlessly, you know, and let people know, like, what exactly you're going away for and from. You know, so that people don't misconstrue this time away of yours. So I feel that it might be a sacred pause or a time that you really need for yourself, but also spell it out like exactly what you mean by taking this time up for those people that really need to know. Now, others of you, this can also be related to healing and wellness industry and retreats. That's for some of you. But, you know, the images in this deck are such mirror images, you know, very reflective energy. So I feel that things are just, you know, it's like standing right in front of you. The mirror image is standing right in front of you. And that's allowing you to see things so clearly. But at the same time, you really want some kind of space for things to settle in, to sink in, for the energy to become real. so that you're doing things with an open heart, open mind, and a lot of clarity. And the last card you have, Cancerians, is a message from the universe, and it says, memories. Further on, it says, you are reflecting on past love experiences, cherishing the warmth and lessons from previous relationships. So yeah, if you see there is a picture, there is a person out here, and she's looking into an orb. The orb has two small people, right? A couple out there in that circle, and it feels like she's looking into that orb. So I definitely feel that there is an energy of reflection. I already mentioned that there's a reflective energy with the past, healing separation and going within. And I feel that it's because probably you are still looking at the past. You're still having those memories strongly, kind of etched into your psyche, they're deep memories. But I feel that, those were good moments. It's not that there is resentment or there is heat or anything like that. I do feel that there is a special soft place in your heart in regards to past experiences. Cherishing the warmth and lessons from, definitely. People, come into our life for a reason, for a season, as it's said. But you're not looking at the past with resentment. There is, yes, definitely there is nostalgia, there is softness, but you're still happy thinking about that, about those past experiences. So it's a good energy. I don't think that it's keeping you stuck in any ways. You look at it with fondness because, every relationship changes us in big ways. That's the power of love. That's the Eros power of transformation, transfiguration, and all of that. So, and especially the energy of love transforms two people so profoundly, so deeply. So all of us, and it doesn't have to be just romantic love. It can be any kind of love that shapes a human, right? So I feel that you're just reflecting on the past, people, relationships, experiences that have made you the person that you are today. And you're not regretting anything. You're not resenting anything. You're still grateful for those experiences, for those people, for the love, for the warmth, And some things, yes, they end. Chapters and new chapters begin. Sometimes it's mutual, sometimes it's harder. But then, it's better to overcome that, to transcend that, rather than, go at it and after years realize that it wasn't for you. That makes it more resentful. So it's better that things are discovered early on, like, is it worth it? Where are we going with this? And every situation should just come with its own lessons, sometimes endings. But, it definitely shifts and transforms us. And I feel that you have become that person right now, Cancerians, that you're not resenting it, but you're happy that it happened, And now you're ready to receive newer relationships, new love, experience new experiences. So definitely don't live in the past. I don't think you're living in the past. I don't think those memories are holding you back. But they definitely have a huge part. And, for Cancerians, that's how the archetype of Cancer works. You work strongly on the past memories. It shapes your present moment, how you do things. Everything's shaped by past experiences, and I feel that is a very much Cancerian moment right now. So Cancerians, those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Scorpio. So the first card you have for today, Scorpio, is the Mask. And this is number 61. 6 plus 1 is a 7. 7 could be important. It's coming through strong with this energy. Now, 7 is a very sacred number. It's a number which is connected to the divine. It's also an energy of staying rooted. It's also an energy of reflection and introspection. Now, over here, if you look at the picture, the circle is divided into half. Half the face is shown on a very colorful backdrop, and the other half is hidden away in a dark background. And I feel that's what this mask is about. It's like you are like, the face that you're probably, keeping the mask, or the persona that you're projecting, to people is like very much like, yeah, I'm fine, all's fine, good, happy, smiling, and all of that. And behind the scenes, I feel that you are processing something really deep and intense, you know? So for some of you, this could be like a huge gap between what you're projecting or showing and what's going on beneath the scenes. So there is definitely more than meets the eye in this case. And for some, and for most of us, it's the, it's the way of life. Like we are conditioned to be a certain way. And like at home, we're different. At workplace, we're different. With our friends, we're completely different. These are the different masks that we wear. For some of you, it could be that as well. So it could go either ways. For some of you, this can also be a word of caution, because a lot of, people are able to generate fake IDs and all of that match up with our real IDs. So if that's the situation, then you need to be mindful of any kind of digital piracy, because that also falls under the energy of the mask. Like somebody is trying to mask your details and then try to get something out of you. So be mindful of those, those energies as well. For some of you, this can also be that people are projecting something. Like, it's like projecting lifestyles that we see on social media. It's like dressing a certain type of way, but the bank account does not reflect it. Or, buying things and homes a certain way when, people are not fully able to support it. For some of you, it could be that kind of a stage or facade that people are putting up, and you're kind of in that environment. For some of you, it could be on social media that you're watching too much of that, or it could be some place around you where people are not being themselves. I don't know, it's just a projection because they want people to perceive them a certain type of way. So it could go either ways. It's going to be different for each one of you. But whatever this is, there is something very deep, about whatever is going on underneath. Any kind of staging, any kind of faking, there is something deep which is going on underneath of it. And for some of you, you might be actually getting to that, or you might be learning up about that, or you might be kind of uncovering that in some way. The next card you have, Scorpio, is number 6. And it says 6:6, integration. Further down, it says multi-dimensional healing. Yeah, if you see here, this person is sitting in a meditative pose. It's shown as kind of mirrors, like when you go to trial rooms for the clothes and you see those mirrors, reflecting, and you see so many of us. So it's that kind of an image. At the bottom, there is two hands, right, which are coming together, like in the form of a receiving energy. In the form of a receiving energy. Feels like it's holding a book, a book of a book which is made from crystal or made from plastic or mirrors or something like that. And there's 4 mirrors which are, stacked one above the other. So a very reflective, very, again, pattern, a lot of pattern, symmetrical, balancing energy in this. So the same goes for you here, Scorpio. Like the mask energy is about difference, right? About what you show and what you feel within. So here it's like a reflective energy of balancing that out, which means, it's like reducing the gap between what you show and what you're actually going through beneath the surface. So maybe you need to talk it out. Maybe you need to share it with people, like what's really going on. So that you can heal the difference between what you're showing, what you're projecting, and what really is going on behind the scenes. So I do feel that there is some kind of a healing, and integration is all about, if there is some kind of healing, then there's a lot of healing modality which is available today, and it's going to be different for each one of you. Whichever works for you, pick on that, take that modality, and heal yourself internally, externally. So that your outer self and inner self are balanced. So for some of you, there is, an encouragement to go for some kind of retreats and work on your holistic health, mind, body, heart, and soul, so that you're able to integrate all those things, everything that you're processing inside gets integrated, and you don't have to mask it. You can present yourself as who you truly are and what you're really going to without feeling bad about it. So I do feel that it's a good, it's kind of a energy of reducing the dichotomy and reducing the stress on your own self to be someone else, a person that you're not truly feeling from within. So being more honest with the external world and, having those deeper conversations that allow you to be yourself. And, it's just that, take to some spiritual meditation practice so that you're healing, and you're integrating everything that you're processing, your ideas, your thoughts, your wounds, whatever you're healing and processing, it kind of integrates and becomes who you truly are. And the last card for today's Scorpio you have is a message from the universe, and it says intimacy. If you see there are two people arms wrapped around, further down it says a deep emotional bond connects you to someone special. Trust, compassion, and support strengthen this relationship. So yeah, I feel that there is definitely a strong emotional connect. And because there is trust, there is a lot of compassion, working with each other, understanding each other, at a deeper level. I feel that is the backbone of this relationship. It's strong. You understand each other. Strong foundations, either you already have or you're creating. And for that reason, it's very important that the healing, whatever you're doing, the mask, whatever you're wearing, needs to come off so that your internal and external world are very similar, so that you don't have to mask your words or mask your actions or pretend or perform anything. Whatever comes out is honest, is real, from the heart, is heartfelt. And, people pick up on that energy, whether it's faked or whether it's real. So I do feel that, you can count on the strength of relationship to be honest with yourself, to have these honest conversations, to be yourself, authentic self, and express yourself. And, that's when the relationship becomes, a powerhouse rather than work. So great energy here, Scorpio. Those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Pisces. So the first card you have for today, Pisces, is the Hunter. And it's the number 9. So number 9 is almost the end of a cycle. There's a horse out here for some of you. There's definitely something that you are hunting. Horse is freedom, horse is forward momentum, fast momentum. I feel that for some of you Pisces, this is an energy of the planet Mars, which is in Gemini. And for you, Gemini becomes your 4th house, which is the house of home and family and property and things like that. So I do feel that there is something that you're trying to you're pursue in regards to home, family, people, relationships. Could be a home move, could be, could be some things at home that you're trying to hunt. Maybe you lost something inside the house, you put it somewhere, and you're trying to hunt that out. For some of you, it could be that as well. But for the most part, I feel that it could be in regards to a home. Maybe you're moving home, maybe you're buying a home, maybe you're renovating it, or something like that. Or it could be in regards to your family. You probably have something that you're working in regards to your family or with your family. Could be a family business, could be a family tour or vacation. And you're trying to figure things out. You're trying to figure which location, which place you want to go, and things like that. So for some of you, that could be the hunt. For others of you, this could be partnership, that you're hunting for people, especially if you have a business of your own. You might be looking for resources to hire employees, tools, and all of that. For some of you, that could be the hunt. But this is definitely something that you are working towards, researching, looking up. It could be even you're hunting, for those of you that are students, you could be looking out for universities. It could be hunting, which is the best of, the offers that you have. Or it could be in relation to jobs. Or it could be that you're hunting for jobs. So this could be any pursuit, whether it's people, whether it's in regards to skills or tools. But the chase is on. You're actively looking, you're actively pursuing. It's not a passive energy. The horse energy has a lot of stamina, so you're working at it with full speed, full stamina, and you have that free spirit as well. And all I feel your efforts are directed towards a certain goal. And also I feel that if you look at all these rees, they are meeting at one point, right? So all of these rees are ending at one point. That's the goal. So this is an active pursuit. I feel that your focus is fully on it. It's like a tunnel vision, undistracted, fast forward, chase, pursuit, movement. Whatever this is, it's going to be different for each one of you. The next card you have, Pisces, is 10 and 10. And it says divine creativity. Further, it says receiving cosmic intelligence. Lot of butterflies. Looks like a bird to you. Butterflies are transformations. Butterflies are also, a deep connection to the divine. And I feel that's what this says. It's like a completion of a cycle. I feel that, Pisces, you have been chasing something, right? It could be something around creativity. It could be that you're designing something, maybe at home, maybe related to home. Maybe you have like a studio at home or a home project that you're doing, that you're working on. Maybe it's an interior designing, or you're a builder, or you're a renovator or something like that. So this could be a home project, and you're kind of looking for ideas, creative ideas, how to renovate it, or how to redecorate it, or how to, color the walls, or DIYs, or start an art studio, start some kind of a side gig, create a side gig, maybe some crafts or something. Maybe it's digital, online, offline, whatever that is, but it's something creative. It also could be writing books, writing journals, music. There's so many creative areas. But whatever your creative fetish is, I feel that you're trying to chase ideas. I feel you're chasing ideas around that. And here you go, receiving cosmic intelligence. So the universe is actually realizing and meeting you halfway out here, sending you ideas, dropping ideas in your dream state. So pay attention. You wake up with dreams that feel like ideas that would turn into potential ideas and future projects. So I feel that universe is definitely sending you some signs, some hints to move you forward, to bring you the things, to align the things that you're actually looking for with the hunter energy. And whatever comes to your mind, whether it's flashes, visions, vision boards, make a journal, write it down. Don't brush that off, because I feel that it will point you into the next direction. It's like one step at a time, things are getting unfolded. 10 over here feels like a portal that you're walking through. You might be receiving downloads, maybe that you're thinking about something randomly, some thoughts, or maybe people will come and drop a word or two or an idea. Maybe you'll watch something on the TV or, on a printed magazine or paper that gives you a certain idea. So these are just directions, synchronicities that the universe is guiding you towards places where you could get the inspiration, get ideas, write it down, and turn it into something that you're actually pursuing. For some of you, this could be some creative idea that you're building with your partner, with your family, could be with close friends, could be with teams, the teams that you're part of. So for some of you, like close circles, inner circles, people that you've known for long, you could be working with them to create something or to build something. And the last card for today, Pisces, you have is a message from the universe, and it says teamwork. Further, it says collaboration and teamwork are key to achieving your goals. You work well with others, respecting and supporting each other, and this is exactly what is happening. So you're pursuing a goal, and I feel that it's related to a team. You're chasing something, or you're working with your team, collaborating, aligning resources. And the good thing is that Pisces, you're the mutable water sign. You're very flexible. You're not very rigid in your ways. You're not stuck in your ways. So I feel that, you are a team player. You work well with others, very respectful, supporting each other. And the environment also is very supportive. So each one out there is to help each other out. It's like when you work with the team, you know exactly, who's capable of what are the expectations. And each of you are meeting that. So, well-aligned intentions are all heading towards a certain goal. You're all are chasing, I feel, a certain goal. Could be in the office, or could be this as part of like a family unit or family business. Also could be for some of you, this could also be neighborhood, events that you're hosting, or something related to community that you're working on with a group of people and an organization. So it's going to be different for each one of you, but it's like a team effort that is driven towards chasing one common goal. It could be creatives, could be anything. So Pisces, those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.